Namaste, I am Anita Goa, welcome. I am offering today a practice that will ground and root you and support you anytime that you're going through transition. We are moving into the autumn, but this might also be a time when you are maybe changing your job or starting school or moving into something new. And during those times, it's helpful to ground and root into our physical body. So this is also the first video in a series that I'm calling Align and Shine. I love myself a series. And we're going to gradually cover the 5 layers of the body, which is called the Koshas. So I hope that you enjoy this. Please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. All right, let us begin. But before we do, I have a chair here that we're going to be using at the end of the practice. A few blankets and an eye pillow. And I also have 2 yoga blocks. We're going to start off lying on the floor with our legs bent and feet grounded into the floor, keeping your legs about hip distance apart, and adjust your pelvis so that your lower, middle, and upper back is resting on the floor. Now, anytime that we touch our body, that can feel grounding and nurturing. So you can keep one hand on your belly, another hand on your heart. You can also rest your arms at the side of your body. And if you do, see if you can keep your palms facing down, as that can also be grounding and nurturing. But a few of my students in my classes here in London have said that when they turn their palms down, they've found that they feel a little constriction and tightness in the chest and in the shoulders. So they ask, what should they do? And I said, then just turn your palms up. And then over time, as you turn your palms down, just notice to see if it shifts. All right, so the whole key here is, as we're going to focus into what is called the Annamaya Kosha, the first layer of our body. That is the physical body, or referred to as the food body. The important thing here is that you put yourself in a position where you feel comfortable, where you feel grounded, where you feel comfortable, where you feel at ease. It's the stira and the sukha. The stira is the stability, and the sukha is the ease or the joy. You know, a lot of us, we have a challenging relationship with our physical body. A lot of us might find it challenging to seek comfort into our physical body. While maybe others of us find that, you know, such a comfort. So this is a practice to, you know, try to ground and root into the Annamaya Kosha and find that support and practice maybe creating a better relationship with the physical body. Just noticing how you move, notice how you align yourself. Notice how you carry yourself. And of course, society puts a lot of pressure on us for how we should be looking, what we should be doing with our physical body. And even in yoga, you should be able to do that crow pose. You should be able to do that handstand. Blah, 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 blah. Let's try to just release all of that and just nurture our physical body for what it is what all the wonderful things it does for us as long as we're alive. This pose is called Constructive Resting Position, and this is a position that can help to nourish the psoas muscle, which is a muscle that starts at the inner thigh, moves through the hip, and ends at the bottom of our ribs. On each side of our hip we have a psoas muscle. It's often referred to as the hip flexor. And this muscle connects the upper and the lower body together. You know, if we sit a lot, it can often get dehydrated. So resting in this position on a daily basis for 10 minutes or so, maybe even longer, can over time help to balance the psoas. We don't want to just stretch it, but we want to also strengthen it and relax and hydrate it so that it supports our back, supports our torso, supports our legs. I'm going to give you a little imagery with your breath. So when we inhale, we'll feel that our rib cage expands. And then as we exhale, we'll feel that our rib cage goes back to normal. So of course, we're always breathing in and out of our lungs. But we can direct our breath into whichever area of our body that we want to. So we're going to start to engage the root chakra, moladhara chakra. Mula means root, and dhara means foundation. So this is all about strengthening our foundation. The more we feel supported from our foundation, the more secure we can feel, right? So now when you inhale, you're going to visualize yourself sending your breath from your rib cage and down in to your root chakra or the pelvic floor. And then when you exhale, you're going to contract the muscles of your pelvic floor and visualize yourself sending the energy from the pelvic floor and up into your rib cage. So inhale, send the breath down into the pelvic floor from the rib cage. And then exhale, draw the energy from the pelvic floor and up into your rib cage. So keep doing that. And as we go through our flow, I'm just going to cue this as on the inhale, draw the energy down. And on the exhale, draw the energy up. And this way you will know that I mean from the rib cage down to the pelvic floor, and then from the pelvic floor and up into the rib cage. Now engaging the muscles of the pelvic floor might feel a little strange and foreign and weird initially, and you might not find that you're able to isolate or feel that. But just know that this also is a practice. Just like we might have conditioned ourselves to not trust our body and not like our body, we can also decondition ourselves to trust our body and like our body. Just like one muscle might feel weak, over time it starts to get stronger. So this is all about trying not to get stuck in our physical body. Because the more we get stuck in our physical body and obsessed over our physical body, it inhibits us from moving into the deeper layers of our body. Moving into our true nature, our true self. Okay, so hold on to that. Stay with your breath, and then toe heel your feet together. Lift your heels and draw in through the navel as you lift both of your legs up towards your chest. So that way you're engaging your core as you're moving your legs. Cup your hands around the knees, draw the knees away. Lift your head, and then imagine that your legs are 500 pounds. They're super heavy, and they propel you forward as you draw in, gradually lift up. Use a little momentum initially if you need to. And then cross the ankles, roll over, and come into a downward facing dog. And in the downward dog, just stay light here. Move a little bit side to side. Pedal through the feet. Maybe sigh, flutter your lips. I say to my students these days, you can scream and shout if you want to. We are going through a huge transition here in the UK. You know, Brexit is on the agenda every day, and it's quite frustrating. So yeah, it causes a lot of frustration and anger. So just screaming and shouting, just let it all out, can be very helpful to release tension in the Annamaya Kosha. Then bend the knees and walk the hands back to the feet. And bend the knees as much as you need to drape your torso over your thighs and ground your palms into the floor. And just shake out your head. And let your toes be grounded, and try not to squeeze the toes or grip the toes. And I want you to really feel that your legs are supporting your torso here. So as your legs support your torso, you can soften and release any tension that you feel that you might have in your upper body. And then now we're going to inhale and lift and rise up. Reach the arms to the ceiling. And as you inhale, draw the energy down into the pelvic floor. And then exhale as you fold over your thighs. Draw the energy from the pelvic floor and up, and fold over the thighs. And we go like that. Inhale, rise up, root into the pelvic floor and into your legs. And then exhale, fold it over, draw the energy up through the legs, pelvic floor, up into the rib cage. A few more times. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, fold it over. Inhale, rise up. And if you can, normally just keep your legs straight and fold over your thighs, and you have that flexibility. Still try to see if you can just bend your knees, and notice if you feel a difference, if it feels a little bit different and maybe a little bit more grounding, and pause it here. Then inhale, halfway pose, lift your chest. And then exhale, bend the knees so deeply that your hips and your knees are in the same plane. And if you can keep the palms grounded, go for it. Inhale and lengthen, halfway pose. And then exhale, bend and really ground, pause it here. And normally what I cue is to keep the toes lifted and spread, and I have to remind myself now to not do that, but try to keep the toes grounded and spread without gripping. Inhale, halfway. And then exhale, bend it deeply. Like really feel that your legs are supporting you. Now full inhale here. And then exhale, lift the arms. And see if you can reach the arms over your head. And really lift through the legs, lift through the pelvic floor, and you'll start to notice your deep spinal muscles supporting you. Good. Exhale, fold it over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, that deep squat. Inhale here. Exhale, reach the arms over the head. Good. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend the knees deeply. Inhale, reach the arms over the head. Good. One more time. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend the knees deeply. Really feel the legs working. Inhale, reach the arms over the head. And the more you do that, the more you're going to let your legs support you and just find that ease in your upper body. Inhale, halfway. Ooh la la. And then exhale, walk your hands into a downward facing dog. Yay. Shake it loose. Shake it loose. Good. Inhale, lower the knees to the floor, cow pose. And then exhale back into child's pose. Rest the forehead to the floor, or you can also take a block, rest your forehead onto a block, and then bend the elbows if you feel like you need to in the cactus arms, or rest the arms at the side of your body. Okay, so just trying to assess here, how you feel so far in your Annamaya Kosha. Are you using too much energy? Are you using just enough or not enough? Every day is different. Good, I'm going to form a flow now, and we're going to withdraw and roll up into camel prep. And from here, exhale, we're going to hinge it forward. As we hinge it forward, draw up through the pelvic floor and rest into a child's pose. So there's a lot of deep spinal muscles engaged. There are a lot of pelvic floor lifting. Then inhale to cow pose. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale to upward facing dog. And when you go to upward dog, you can either keep your toes curled under or pointed. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale to cow. And exhale to child. And so it goes. Inhale, rise to camel prep. Draw the energy down into your pelvic floor. Exhale, hinge it forward. Draw the energy up. Inhale to cow. Draw the energy down. Exhale, downward dog. Draw the energy up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Draw the energy down. And exhale, draw the energy up. Can you remember that? Inhale, cow. Draw the energy down. And exhale, draw the energy up. Keep going. Inhale, camel prep. Exhale, child. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child. Inhale, camel prep. Good. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, cow. And exhale, child. We'll pause it right there. Just stay with your breath. So the thing is that we want to make sure that when we ground and when we root, that we don't overdo it. We might be used to moving fast or moving swiftly.
But it's very hard to ground and root when we're moving too fast. So this might feel like it's a little bit too slow for you, but just see how you can embrace that and notice what an impact that might have within your Annamaya Kosha. Just to get that little pause in between and to settle, and just to gather information to how you actually feel in your body as you're moving. Good. Exhale to downward facing dog. And fully inhale here. Now we're going to exhale and lift the right leg to three-legged dog. Pause it there and do little squeezes and releases. Now see that your toes are pointing down. Really press the floor away from you. You can keep your left heel off the floor and left knee bent, especially if your hamstrings feel a little tight. But even if your hamstrings don't feel so tight, just keeping that heel off and the knee bent might help to feel you root a little bit more and gather a little bit more information through your pelvis. And feel the hips leveling off. Good. Full inhale. And then exhale, draw the knee to the right elbow armpit. Inhale it back. Exhale the knee to the left elbow armpit. Keep your shoulders leveled. Inhale it back. 2 more times. Exhale. Stay with the same breathing. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale back. Just as a reminder. Exhale, draw the energy from the pelvic floor and up. Inhale, down into the pelvic floor. Exhale, up from the pelvic floor. Inhale, down to the pelvic floor. Then exhale, round, step it forward. And come into a low lunge position. Now from here, if you can, ground the palms to the floor. Maybe bring the arms a little bit further in front of you. I have long arms, so I can actually do that. But if it's too far, then keep your palms onto blocks. Stay here. Draw the energy up into the pelvic floor as you exhale. And then inhale, draw the energy down. So try not to keep all of your weight into the upper body. Try to take some of the weight out of the arms and the upper body and let the lower body do the work. So that you can actually take the arms off and you would feel that your lower body, your foundation is supporting you. Then pivot the left heel in and reach the left arm up and over the left ear for extended side angle. If you need to come up a little bit higher, come up a little bit higher onto your forearms. So again, just tune into your physical body. Notice how it feels. Check in with your breath. And notice if you're overworking it. Because sometimes when we overwork it, we actually get tighter. We actually get tenser. So be kind to yourself. Root down. Draw the energy up. And draw the energy down. Triangle pose. Straightening out that right leg. Reaching the left arm up. So you can look up, you can look to the side, or you can look down. And I can also use a block here. And where you gaze makes a huge difference in how your neck will feel. So if you feel like you have a pain in the neck, how can you get rid of that pain in the neck, right? Who wants a pain in the neck? I don't. Good. Bend the right knee as you inhale, and then exhale to a warrior two. Pause it here. Just look to the side a little bit, drop the shoulders. Inhale, bring the hands behind you, palms together, like a reverse namaste with the fingers pointing down. And then exhale, open the arms.
Do that again. Inhale, draw the energy down into the pelvic floor. And then exhale, draw the energy up through the pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale. Let the legs support you. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel, hands to the floor. Inhale to plank pose. And then exhale, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Yay, shake it loose. Sigh. And just notice if you're feeling a little different in the physical body. Full inhale, and then exhale, lift the left leg up. Squeeze from the bottom of the buttocks and do tiny little pulses here. Just strengthening our glutes, which are all part of our seat, will help to draw us up into that pelvic floor, into our foundation. And again, keep the right leg bent a little bit. So this way, you're working a little bit more with the strength, with the stability, and not so much with the flexibility. Good. Inhale. Exhale, draw the knee to the left elbow. Inhale it back. Exhale, draw the knee to the right elbow. Draw and lift up through the pelvic floor. Inhale, draw the energy down. 2 more times as in your own. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale, knee into the navel and step it forward. Lovely. So again, either keep the palms grounded, a little bit more in front of you, or use the blocks. Try to take the weight out of the upper body, out of the arms. Draw the energy up through the pelvic floor. Finding that connection to the root chakra. Finding the connection to our foundation, our legs. And that way, the more we allow the legs to do the work which they were designed for, the more the upper body can just swing and sway and, go with the wind. Flow with the wind. Pivot that right heel in, extended side angle. So when adversity comes, when we're in those transitions, we can then just root ourselves into our foundation. Find that inner strength, that inner resilience that is already there. Good. Straighten out the leg, triangle pose. And I do this from the ground up for a reason, to not lose that connection to the ground, to the earth. And again, look down to the side or look up. Stay with the breath. Inhale, bend the leg, and then exhale to a warrior two. You can look to the side, inhale, palms together. Draw the energy down into the pelvic floor. And exhale, lift it up. Open the arms. Inhale. and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good, one more time. Inhale and exhale. Lovely. Inhale, reverse, warrior two. And exhale, cartwheel, hands to the floor. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward dog, or stay with baby cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Yay! Inhale to cow. And exhale again into a child's pose. Coming into whichever physical expression of the child's pose that suits your own physical body, how you're feeling today. This practice is for you. It's not for me. I'm just guiding and leading you through it. I don't know how your body feels, and I will never ever know. But as you practice, it's up to you to put yourself in those positions that serve you the best, on the mat and off of the mat. Trusting the whole process. Good. Now we're going to move on from here again, withdraw, and come up into that kneeling position again. And this time we're going to curl the toes under and stay connected to the pelvic floor and your abdomen. And you might need a little padding under your knees if your knees are sensitive here. You're going to lean a little bit to the left as you step the right foot forward. Keeping the toes curled under, press into the left heel, lifting up into a crescent lunge. Now just let your upper body relax and go with the flow. Let the foundation, your root chakra, support you. Take a little dip down and feel that little buoyancy. And I think of buoyancy as a balance between strength and flexibility. And balance, it just feels buoyant, like it feels good, it feels enriching. Yeah, we want to be buoyant. And then dip it down and draw the knee in to your chest. And then slowly lunge it back again to that crescent lunge. Oopsie daisy. And slowly lower it down. You don't want to drop, you slowly want to go down. Respect that knee and then step the right foot back. Good. Then the left leg forward. Press into the heel, lift it up. Hold it here, really lift through the legs, through your roots, to the pelvic floor, and then open up, let the upper body soften. Take a little dip, and again, find that buoyancy here, and then dip down, and then draw it up. Find the full length of your body, rooting down, centering in, opening up and expanding, and then lunge it back. Yeah, aligning and shining, and slowly go down and step it back. And we'll continue, right leg forward, crescent lunge, dip, draw it up, lunge it back, slowly lower the knee, and step it back. Good. And just let your breath support you. And you can always incorporate the same breathing as we've done so far. And I'll take you through it. So right leg, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, pause, exhale. Left leg, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale back, exhale, inhale, and pause, exhale. Last time, I'm going to add on something, a little something, something. Inhale, right foot forward, exhale, inhale, dip, exhale, and lift. Find your full extension for tree pose. Take the left ankle, place your foot towards the inner thigh, press your foot and the thigh against each other, and feel free, either hands in namaste in front of the heart or reach the arms up. Visualize yourself being a tree. So inhale all the way down into the roots. And then exhale, draw the energy from the roots and all the way out into the branches. Inhale all the way down into the roots, and as you inhale into the roots, feel your roots getting stronger, bigger, more supportive. And then exhale, draw that energy from your roots all the way out into the branches, towards the sky. Let your palms come together, step it back to Crescent Lunge. Lower the knee slowly and step it back. Ooh, yay. Left side, step it forward. Exhale, Crescent Lunge. Take a little dip down, inhale, and exhale, rise. Find your full extension here. And then take a hold of the right ankle. Open the knee. Press your foot and your thigh against each other. Reach the arms up, but keep your hands together in namaste in front of your heart. And again, inhale, root, draw into your roots. Exhale, draw the energy up from your roots and out through the branches. Inhale all the way down. Exhale all the way up. Inhale all the way down. And exhale all the way up. Good. Work your hands together. Draw the knee in and step it back. Crescent Lunge. And lower the knee slowly and step it back. Ooh, yay! And rest it into a child's pose again. What kind of tree are you? Are you an oak tree? Just a solid, strong, determined oak tree where you have to be just very clear about your boundaries, what you say yes and what you say no to? Or are you in a phase of life where you're more a willow tree, where you can maybe be a little bit more flexible? It's interesting. I've always been a willow tree, but I found myself becoming a little bit more of an oak tree as I'm getting older. Good, and then slowly come out of it into downward facing dog again. And again, notice how downward facing dog might be changing a little bit now and how it's feeling. And inhale, lift the right leg to three-legged dog. And exhale, draw the knee into the navel and slide it into a pigeon pose. So draw the right knee towards your right thumb. Lower the back knee into the floor. And we're going to lower our forearms onto the floor. Of course, if you need to stay up a little bit higher and place, blocks underneath your forearms, you can, of course, do that. So again, put yourself in a position where you feel you're nourishing your Annamaya Kosha. And see if you can keep the palms facing down, just as a way of, drawing the energy downwards instead of always upwards. Stay here or shift your weight a little bit to the right. Reach the left arm behind you and take a hold of the left foot. If that is too much, just do the previous pose, okay? Then exhale, see if you can draw the heel towards the buttocks. As you squeeze the buttocks and you draw up through the pelvic floor. And then inhale, try to release it. Okay, so exhale, draw up through the pelvic floor, give the buttocks a bit of a squeeze. And then inhale, draw the energy down. One more time, exhale. This helps to stretch the psoas muscle. And inhale. And then slowly release the leg. And if you want to, if you can, go a little bit deeper into it. You can rest your forehead onto the floor or onto the block. And just soften into it completely. Breathe in fully, draw the energy down. And breathe out completely, draw the energy up. Okay, then keep the forehead on whatever it's touching. Move the hands next to the ribs and push the floor away from you and come all the way up. Curl the back toes under. As you lift the knee, draw up into the abdomen, root into your hands, and let that right leg lift and step it back into a downward facing dog. Yay, good. Inhale, lift the left leg to three-legged. And exhale, draw the knee into the navel round and slide it forward into a pigeon pose. Point the back toes. Good, and lower your forearms into the floor again. Just let yourself settle here. Notice how your left hip is feeling. And if it's better for you just to stay here, stay here. You lean over to the side a little bit and bend the right leg. Draw the right heel towards the buttocks, squeeze the buttocks, draw up through the pelvic floor. And then inhale, release, draw the energy down. Exhale, draw the energy up. Inhale, draw the energy down. One more time, exhale. Inhale. Good, and slowly release the leg. And if you can, move a bit deeper into the pose. And what I have found is, as I work with the Annamaya Kosha and I, develop this relationship with my body where it is about nurturing it and respecting it and honoring it and feeling gratitude towards my body for all the things that it can do versus reprimanding it for not being able to do what I wanted to do. I notice that I am then able to soften and relax a little bit more, gain more trust. And then naturally I move deeper into my body and deeper into the other koshas, the other layers. So notice how it might be for yourself as you work with this and we work through the series. The softening and grounding and trusting. The body is much smarter than what we are. If we put it in the right position, it knows what to do.
It truly does. And keep the forehead either on the floor or on the block, and move your hands next to your ribs. Push the floor away. And curl the back toes under. Lift the knee, root into the arms, draw up through the abs, and you'll notice how light that leg becomes, and go into downward facing dog. Oh, yay. Shake it loose. Shake it loose. Good, and lift the heels, bend the knees, and sit back into a hero pose position. So now you can either sit on your heels, you can sit on a block between your legs, or if you can, sit in between your legs. Find a position where you feel comfortable, and then take your thumb, your pinky finger, and your ring finger, bringing them together to touch, and the two other fingers stretched out on both of your hands. Rest your hands on your thighs. You can keep the elbows bent. Palms are going to be facing up here. Keep your chest lifted. Close your eyes. Let your legs and your pelvis become heavy. This helps to draw the energy down into the root chakra and to help to nourish and balance out the root chakra in whichever way is needed for you. So stay with your breath and inhale, draw the energy down into your roots. Visualize yourself being a tree. And then exhale, draw the energy from your roots and all the way up into the crown, into the branches, reaching out. Inhale down into the roots. And then exhale from the roots and up into the crown. Just keep going. If you find it hard to visualize yourself as being a tree, you can always just visualize a tree. If you find this position to be too much for you, go into an easy seat, cross-legged position, no problem. Find whatever position nourishes you, supports you, and your Annamaya Kosha. And slowly work your palms together. Touch your forehead. Touch your heart. And then slowly lean forward. You can come onto your fingertips or onto your palms. Press the floor away from you as you lift up. And then gradually curl the toes under and make your way into a downward facing dog. Shake out your head, flutter your lips, just notice how you feel. Checking in constantly. Good. Bend the knees and walk your hands back into the feet. Inhale halfway. And then exhale, bend the knees as deeply as you did in the beginning. Root the palms into the floor. Keep the toes spread but grounded. And then inhale, rise all the way to the top. And exhale, draw the hands down along your body. And feel the energy rooting into your root chakra, into your legs, into the earth. And just notice how you feel as you're standing now. And you'll take your chair and just bring it in front of you. We're going to lie down on the floor with the legs on the chair. I love this one. It just feels so grounding. And then take a blanket and put it over you, right? Especially if it feels cold, it's very hard to relax when we're chilly. And so really spend a little time to make yourself comfortable. Use a pillow behind your head if you need it. Take an eye pillow over your head, which is also very comforting and grounding. Now you can again either keep your hand, one hand on the belly, another hand on your heart, or you can keep your arms under the blanket and your palms facing down, if that feels okay. So settle yourself in here in your Shavasana. Let the legs become heavy against the chair. Just really feeling that the chair is supporting your legs. Allow your pelvis, your lower, middle, upper back, head, arms become heavy against the earth. And just notice how Mother Earth is cradling you, supporting you, nourishing you. Try to let your eyes and your mouth be closed, but keep them soft. Let your breath be natural. So no effort in your breathing. Try to stay present within your breath. Notice if there are any parts of your physical body feeling tense. Just draw your mind into the area and allow it to soften and relax and release. I'll let you stay in this position for as long as you want. When you're done, give yourself a good hug. Roll to the side, come up. Give thanks to yourself for grounding and rooting, tending to your physical body, the Annamaya Kosha. Let me know how it feels.